Hello everyone, I'm Palpatine001 aka Descent, and we're here with City Skylines 2 today rather than CS1. Don't worry, CS1's video is coming soon. But we're here with City Skylines 2 today because it is finally coming. What do you ask? Well, should we stick around and shall we find out? Let's take a very brief look at... Oh, look! Preview! Well, you still hear the City Skylines 2 running in the back. Shall we take a look? What's coming at the end of October? Yep, it is finally coming after so much delay, and let's hope I don't lose my city. But here we are with bridges and ports, which also includes ferries, fishing boats, and industries that we found in Sunset Harbour in CS1. So, what does it mean for the game? For a start, there is no mention of bike lanes or anything, so please don't ask. Hopefully there will be a dev diary out by then, but by the looks of it, there might not very well be. Well, we're not expecting bike lanes anyway. But as you can tell, the bridges, ports, ferries and fishing DLC would work very well. Actually, it would be somewhat of a challenge for Manukau Ranges, looking at the map there, given the way it's laid out, compared to an absolute so-called flat map. As you can see, as we zoom in, basically, so with the bridges and ports, you get to do your maritime industry, you get to do your ports, both cargo and passenger, which then builds off your maritime industries and your tourism. You get ferries, which would actually ironically work here, because going from here to here is very sagacious by road, and especially by highway. So ferries would work here. You've got fishing industry. Now, ironically, someone did an asset of this, and I got a small one off the ground. So we will actually see, because fish actually showed up in an earlier update. Yeah, good for you. So we've got fishing coming up, but we've also got offshore industry like oil platforms returning as well. So, yeah, that's what we're expecting for DLC. As I said, this map's not going to be the easiest in some parts to do. Ports will be for ferries, will be for fishing. And offshore industry will be a bit interesting. Because at the moment, the land is not... Well, the land, there is building space. It's often quite elevated. So to get any ports in that, a lot of leveling up, a lot of terraforming or leveling has to be done first, just to get it off the ground. This is just using the standard assets as it is. So if we were to do a cargo port, you could, and then what you've also got to factor is you've got to factor where your shipping lines are and connections. So obviously, definitely around here, but also back through here, hence the two big bridges. But that said, given this is also open water, you could easily turn this into a big, massive port out here as well and shift all your industry out. We've already got the highway, although that said, that's going to somewhat interfere with any urban renewal I plan for there. Rail wouldn't be that hard because it's, while passenger rail is technically already there, we are setting up for cargo. So basically you would just bring, and that's already passenger rail is already going out there, which runs into the industry, so it would not be hard to at the same time establish lock onto your cargo and then bring it out through here, run it parallel, likely connect it back. I've just got to work out where that is. Connect it back up in here, have it cross the bridge, work its way out, because the passenger rail was already coming out this direction, and you could really establish a big port out here on is it Solarian Island here? So I don't think I've named this island yet. No, I haven't. So you could easily establish a big one out here, because this one might cut it. Now, ironically, and then you could use the rail to elevate it high enough to come back out. There is a rail connection here, so you could decommission this. So this could actually become also a second cruise terminal, because that's going to be too small. In fact, that would be good. Well, it depends how you're doing, so we're doing a bit of planning here. Could decommission this industry out and turn it back into tourism as well, given here. And so you would just bring another rail line, just play a hodgepodge over. As I say, big public works project. So I know with City Skylines 2, let's see, which one was it? 7.0, we were going to look at urban renewal. 8 Island was the Bay of Islands, which is actually all this. And then 9.0 was actually, because I've got the Dutch pack, although we're not building as much. Oh yeah, we've got some. No, it's EE. Once hopefully they fix the demand up. Get the Dutch quarter going out here, Zeeland, which is an actual province in the Netherlands, which is also where my home country takes the bastardized version New Zealand from. So, lots of potential for big maritime industry. 10.0 could be another urban renewal case as we build the big industry port out here, because that's great open water to access the connection points without having to traverse through the bay. We could fill this in and turn this into another, although this is meant to be the government and health district, could fill this in and turn it into another tourist area. Yeah, turn this into a tourist area and extend the residential commercial out. And your big port here, and then we'll just have to see what we do with this one, because this one's pretty isolated. Although, again, depending on how it allows you to custom do it, another one as well. And then with ferries, well, that's easy. You could catch a ferry from here to here, because at the moment, if you take by train, it is all the way around. To go by car is even worse. You have to get on the highway, go all the way around, and then come back over, or come down here and work your way through. Can easily do ferries between the islands, so you're not having to rely on the bridges. So it promotes more connections, because your current connections are through the motorway network. So you from here you would have to work your way through to come out, or work your way through to come out. And this is coming under urban renewal anyway to improve the connection. However, if that port's going there, that might actually have to sit put, because it's going to act as a thoroughfare Although that said, this could remain highway. That could become a road to connect that side up, and then I'll just have to see what I do with the highways here. Fishing industry, as I said, I already someone did it because someone found the code to it. Someone did release an asset to it, so we have a demonstration of it working. But then the fishing industry will just be, you could establish it up the rivers in the bays like I do in Sunset. You did with the Sunset Harbour DLC in CS1. Pacifica City, I'll make a specific point in. Ooh, 5. The 5 series is the Papatoe series. Could do it in 6.0. Do a big fishing and offshore industry in CS1, which would give you a demonstration to CS2. I've just got to do it within the next 16 days, so just over 2 weeks. So how it could play out here, and basically a lot of potential returning. It's just how am I going to so-called work with it. You just have to do it bit by bit, piece by piece. But mainly I am looking forward to it definitely looking forward to it coming out, because it should give a bit of thing. And we do know through sorry, a bit tongue-tied there. Dev diary. Sorry, that took a little while to click there. Through the dev diary, that there is bike lanes coming in, which, depending on when they're coming up, I might actually have to rejig the entire series. Because 7.0 might be a whole big urban renewal series, so it will just depend on, as I said, how it all goes. Lot to think about, lot to work with. I'm hoping some of these patches and fixes that come out will fix the demand issue that we've got with the residential situation, which just absolutely stalls out. I'm just wondering. Yeah, every time, so they're just not. So it's a case of where are they going? And it's like, what's killing the residential? Anyway, that's where we are with City Skylines 2 and the upcoming DLC out on, it's technically the 30th of October my time. So that's in the middle of the week. So you'll probably catch me doing it in early November. And stay tuned, because I'll have to rejig the series around now, because we'll be undertaking some urban renewal to support the ports and industries in here. Meanwhile, things like fishing and offshore industry and that, I will show you how it works in CS1, because it's probably going to be the same way that it works in CS2. In the meantime, I am Palpatine 001, aka the Senate, and we are definitely looking forward to this next DLC coming out, and we are certainly looking forward to bike lanes coming up, because this city, if I can make 40% of my city use bike lanes, and in CS1, and they use it for first and last mile gap, I'll put a link card to that description, or in the description below, on how to see that happen. Then yeah, some big opportunities open up for CS2. In the meantime, plan safe, build safe, and as always, don't forget to check your maps beforehand.